It was my kindergarten friend. Is why I remember, but I think it was the summer after kindergarten, so I might have been 6. And we were in the habit of going down to the school, because it was within walking distance from my house, and like riding our bikes or our skateboards there, and just kind of playing around, because it had outdoor hallways that were all handicap accessible, so a lot of ramps, and a lot of places to explore, basically run around. Like, it was not a playground, but we treated it like one. And we were playing Truth or Dare, and I forget, I think he dared me to break the first window, which I did, and then I think I dared him to do one, and then I thought it was like the most exciting thing ever. I loved breaking the windows, and I feel bad about it now. This was like 30 years ago. You know, I feel bad because people had to go replace those windows, and my parents ended up paying for the windows, because people did see us at the school, and my bike helmet in particular was distinctive. It had like a flame pattern on it. And it's so strange, because I'm pretty sure it was before I got saved, so I didn't actually give a shit about God, but me and this kid had both gone to our church on the Wednesday night program, I think, or maybe I had gone and had told him about it. But basically, like, he didn't want to break any more windows, and he tried to appeal to my faith to get me to stop, but I wasn't really saved at that point, so it didn't help. It didn't work. And I later tried to explain that to my mom, but the way that he phrased it, and I forget how much I contributed to this specific phrasing, was that every time you break a window, it's like punching God in the face. And like, at the time, I didn't want that necessarily, but I also didn't believe it. But like, I get what he was trying to say now. And like, he was a better kid than my parents thought, than my mom thought especially. I don't think Dad had an opinion of him. They never believed that I was the bad influence, even though I was. But we were told we could never hang out again, and from first grade on, I don't remember ever seeing him again. Maybe I'll run into him someday, I don't know. I hope he's doing well. I'd be a little surprised, just given the circumstances around that area. But it's possible. You know, it's not like everyone is doomed. Maybe. I can't really promise anything. But I miss that kid. He was a good friend. And I wasn't really. I mean, could have been worse. Could have been better. We had good times. I remember playing PlayStation at his house, because we might have had an N64 at this point, or we didn't have one yet, but it was close to that time. We didn't have a PlayStation, and we wouldn't for years, but he did. And so I got to play like the Pizza Hut demo disc with Ape Escape and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and like Final Fantasy VIII, I think, something like that. Just demos, but like we played them for hours and had a lot of fun. Talked about different things. It was mostly good. After Vandalism, our parents didn't want us hanging out together anymore, which I can understand. But again, my mom wrongly thought that I was the bad influence, or that he was the bad influence, when it was me really pushing things too far all the time. Not knowing when to stop and that kind of thing. I don't know how like you're supposed to do this part, but this is my little close-up camera way. Because I don't know how else to line up the angles to walk across the parts without missing or falling. But yeah, I think even at that age I was able to disassociate a bit. Because I can remember when him and I were in my parents' living room, waiting for our sentence, basically. I had a little Connects project over on a desk, and I noticed something was off about it. And so I went over and fixed it. And he was like, "We might never see each other again, and you're fixing that?" And I was like, "What else can I do?" You know? I don't condone this at all. It's unhygienic, but he suggested we become blood brothers. And we did not cut ourselves or anything like that, but we had like scabs that we could open and yeah, exchange a little blood, basically just press our wounds together. But like I don't know, it makes me laugh because like it was just a kid thing, like fucking, you know, let's be friends forever, basically. We weren't thinking about how the health risks involved in that kind of act, which I still think are minor because they were pretty superficial scrapes. I'm not sure either of our blood made it into the other's bloodstream, you know? Probably just kind of sat on the surface and went away. I don't know. I have been tested for things, and I have not, you know, contracted anything that we know of. But yeah, he was a close friend, my first best friend. And it was hard to lose him, but like, I don't fully remember. I just had like this weird acceptance, I think. Maybe because I knew I had fucked up. Maybe I'm forgetting how much it hurt. I don't know. And so all that stuff with my friend in the windows, that was before Jesus Camp. Probably a year or two before. Jesus Camp was around 7 years old for me. And then I got saved and baptized at 8, I think. I'm pretty sure. But once I got into 1st grade in like the elementary school, I met new friends. I met 3 good friends. We had some common interests and some similarities in our personalities and some major differences, but we embraced them mostly. We were pretty good friends. And one of my friends, his mom was the scoutmaster for our local Boy Scout troop. And so I got into scouts, just for a little bit. And so me and the friend whose mom was the scoutmaster and one of the other friends were all in scouts together. And it wasn't bad. We didn't like camp. We asked if we could go home early from camp, but our parents said no. You must continue having a bad time. And I think it was supposed to teach us a lesson about commitment, but it more so taught us not to trust our parents, which, you know, was already a lesson being reinforced. As well as not to try new things, because you might get trapped in them. So I don't think it was the right call to force us to stay at this place we didn't like, doing things we didn't like, with people we kind of liked, some of them, but you know, it wasn't a good situation overall. And I can't actually remember which came first, Scout Camp or Jesus Camp. I think Jesus Camp came first. I feel like I was younger for that one, and I remember it less. I forget if it was a week long or just a few days. I remember sleeping in bunks and walking out to the vending machine at night and changing under the covers because I was shy. Basically, I was young. Like, I don't think I really should have been changing in a room with other guys of different ages. Like, it was kind of weird. But I don't think anything happened, like, not that I know of. But yeah, later we went to scout camp, me and my new friends. And scout camp, yeah, I didn't like. The kid's mom, who was the scoutmaster, wasn't there. A different kid's dad, who was some kind of troop lead thing, was there. And What turned me off of the entire Scouts program is when one of the other kids told me that in order to become an Eagle Scout, I would at some point have to do a project that involved collecting 50 bugs in a bucket. And I didn't like bugs, I was scared of bugs at the time. And so when he told me that that was something I would have to do, I said, alright, then I guess I'm gonna quit Scouts, because I don't want to put in all this work if I'm never gonna make, you know, the top whatever. But like Scout Camp, there were some aspects that I liked. I liked getting to try out archery and firing like a BB gun. But there were aspects that I didn't like. Our tents often got bugs in them, and the other kids weren't really nice. But I remember getting a pocket knife as part of Scouts. And I remember laying on my bed and holding it, like, with the blade pointed at me over my chest, and thinking that if I stabbed down, I could go to heaven. Something like that anyway, is what I remember. And I remember just sitting there thinking about it, like, why wouldn't I do that? Wouldn't that, like, be the best possible option? And, it wouldn't have worked. I mean, it was a pocket knife. It was small. Not very dangerous. Ah, damn it. Missed those coins. Oh yeah, I guess one point of interest I forgot to mention when I was born. I was circumcised. Which I don't appreciate. Because it resulted in loss of sensation. In what, from what I hear, is supposed to be the most sensitive part. And so even though I've had sex, I don't really know what it feels like. I know what my version of it feels like, but I can't help but think I'm missing out, you know? I don't know how much of that is to blame for which of my problems. I do suspect it makes intimacy more difficult. Like if I'm with someone I trust and I can relax, I think it'd be fine. I'm just never in that scenario, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. But I didn't stab myself with the tiny pocket knife. I just thought about it. And I can't remember if I decided that I could maybe do more good if I stayed on Earth, or if, you know, God would take me when he was ready, that sort of thing. Or if it was just my survival instinct saying, yeah, this would be stupid. But for whatever reason, I didn't follow through, which is good. But like, I was basically having suicidal thoughts my whole life. Because I was always thinking, like, would things be better if I died? Pretty much. One more coin. One more coin. No. Well, bathroom break time. So yeah, flying off the stage with 99 coins is not new to me. It's just easy to do. And there's so much room for improvement. Would have got the other blue coins. Would have got the one coin that the bat had dropped. I'm gonna go for the blue coins first, because if I don't get enough of those, there's no point in even trying, but not too hard to get them. Especially if I don't fuck up like an idiot. I don't have a lot of patience with myself for shit like that, like... Ugh. Like, it should be easy to get all these coins. There's one, on top of them all. There's one. Okay, yeah. My problem was I thought I had to wall jump, but I don't. Now it should be relatively easy, but I probably still gotta do the 8 red coins, which is obnoxious in this level. But yeah, like at no point could I ever trust my parents. They never valued my life, they never valued my experiences. They just pushed me into whatever they wanted me to be in, and complained that I was never doing what they wanted me to do. It was not a supportive environment, it was not a healthy environment, it was an abusive environment. If we stood up for ourselves too much, we'd get hit. And I internalized a lot of that, and I passed a lot of that on to my friends and, you know, my little brother. Not that bad, because I did get the 100 coin star. I don't need to do that nightmare shit again. But my friends were very smart, and I could be myself with them, and they helped me keep my sanity. So even though I was pretty deep in the cult, Southern Baptists, they helped me be reasonable and, you know, not psychotic. So it was devastating for many reasons when we had to move away. It was like losing my whole world. And that's the kind of thing that I can never convey to anybody. No matter how much I say or how hard I try to express it. How much my friends meant to me. How much they mattered in my life. It baffles me that people don't seem to understand what a friend is like. It's life-changing. It's your whole world can shift with just one, like, person who cares, who actually cares. It's not something I was able to find again, really. Like, I kinda did, but then we didn't have time for it to settle. And then next time I was too old. I was already like 16 by the time we moved to Missouri. I don't know. I don't know what I want to talk about more when I come back. My friends. What it was actually like to hang out with them. Lego movies. We played video games. Played with water guns in the summer. And we went to the beach. Went swimming in the pool. Local pool. Not local ocean. We had to drive a bit to get to the ocean, but it wasn't too far. We had multiple beaches to choose from. Bye, beach. Good luck. Hope someone else can come and rescue you. I'm gonna go get noodles or something. Bye.